Alright, hello, welcome back, and this week we're going to be working on an eye. Like I said in the video before, we're going to show you how my workflow works for editing a photograph. Right now I'm only going to work on an eye because you can see how we deal with the hair, the eye, the skin, and everything else can pretty much extrapolate down to the rest of the body, so you won't have to worry about a huge amount of stuff and watching me go through a whole bunch for an entire photo and get rid of the backdrop. Everybody knows how to do that, or I'll show some other time how to do that, especially with hair like right in here. We'll be able to quickly get through this and hopefully only take about 15 minutes. So first I'm in Lightroom and we're going to crop down to the eye. You can see we have a hair here, we have some wrinkles here that we can minimize, we have some discoloration here, we have some glitter that we can get rid of. Alright, so mostly I don't do anything in Lightroom yet. I wait until I'm finished with Photoshop, because any type of changes that I do to the color or anything like that can change exactly how we see things here, especially with the clarity and the vibrance and everything. So wait until we finish in Photoshop and let's switch over to Photoshop now that we got our crop down. Alright, photo edit in Photoshop. Okay, so now we're going to be paused for a little bit because for some reason Photoshop doesn't like me. Be right back. Okay, we're back. First things we do. Alright, we got our background layer. Excuse me. Alright, first thing we do. We got our background layer. We copy that twice. We're going to do frequency separation first. So Control J twice. The bottom layer is going to be low Freq for color. The top layer is going to be high Freq for texture. We take both of these and we group them together for FS. We can hide this now. Take this one, we'll hide this so we can see what we're doing. We'll go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian, and we want to blur somewhere around 8 pixels for this resolution. What we want is to see the color differences but no texture. You can see there's a few color issues here and here. Not a big deal, we can fix those later. So here we go with that. We can leave that on, turn this back on, we'll go to Image, Apply Image, Add, Invert. Well, I don't see anything. Duh. Low Freq. Now we see it. Now you see all the texture and not as much color. There is a little bit of color here, but that has to do with the detail that we got rid of. So not a big deal, we just want the main textures. Hit OK. Then we change our mode for that layer to linear light and we're back to where we started. Now one of the things I like to do, I do like to use the spot healing brush sometimes. The healing brush is much better for this. Control your brush size using the bracket keys, hold down Alt, click, click, done. Hold down Alt, click, click, done. So just choose a spot that has a texture in the same range as what you like, as what you want to replace. See how the color does not go away? That's fine. I'm going to switch to the tablet For this, I like working with the tablet rather than a mouse for the fine detail stuff. Alright, so make our brush a little smaller, hold down Alt, click, get rid of the hair here. Get rid of this little spot here. This little spot here, here. Get rid of this here. Get rid of this line. Here, here. Also notice that we're on sample current layer only, so that we're not getting anything from below here. Get rid of this here. You can see there's still a lot to do, even on just this little piece. Yeah, let's just get rid of all this hair. Alright. So we'll get rid of all this. It's not that difficult. There are some spots here that we messed up, so we'll just go back and clean up the texture in here. Alright, almost done. Now we'll probably have to fix that in the color area because that was really dark comparatively. And we can do that, and I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so fix up some of this texture problem. Alright, let's clean up some of this eyebrow here. Not really that much to fix up here. Alright. Get this one here. This one here. Some of this here. Alright. Some of these are a little bit funky. get some of these because they look bad. And you can zoom in. Make sure we're only getting a few little pieces here, so we're not changing much. Hold down the spacebar to use the hand tool, stuff it. These are just pieces of glitter that were showing up black, like this guy shows up white, which we don't want here either. Switch up in bad texture. We got some spots here where she was clumping, which happens. Alright, it's bugging me. Alright, so you see what we've done now. Keeping the texture, getting rid of the imperfections or little things like the glitter. Can't believe she did that to her eye. Alright, get rid of some of the glitter here. Get rid of this little guy here. Get rid of this here, the lighter ends of the hairs that didn't take the mascara, as much as we can. Alright, good enough. Alright, so now we have the contact lens. We can leave that, or we can also get rid of some of the red here. But you don't want to get rid of it all. You only want to get rid of some of it. See how that's making it lighter. You're still doing this on the texture. I don't know why that's outside. I'm gonna move that back in there. And then we'll alright. I'm gonna get rid of the edge here. Try to blend this a little better. That edge just goes away because it's the same color. No problems. much easier to do with a tablet. Alright. Let's see here. We can zoom out. Let's go back to low frequency. Take the patch tool. I know that. Normal. Alright. Just draw around, hold and move. 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 Now don't make your things all circle and like that. You want to make them different shapes. They don't have to be weird shapes, but all we're doing is fixing the color underneath. We're not doing anything with the texture. Lighten up some spots. Yeah. But see, you don't want to do that. See how that makes it nice and dark? Do it light, or whatever your color is. Got a little bit of a discoloration here. Not that light, not that dark. Want an even lighting. There we go. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. That's all textures. That's not going anywhere. See if we can blend this a little bit better. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. See if we can get this evened out a little bit. Get rid of that. Red. Alright. Alright. Go back up here. Do some with the texture. Just playing with a little bit of the texture. There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Usually what I like to do is I like to walk away from an image so that I can come back, see it from a distance, and see what I missed or other spots that I'd like to work on. One thing I did see is this guy right here. Also this guy right here. Again, we're on the color layer. Just bugging me a little bit. Go back here. Grab this on the texture layer. Just these little discolorations. Sometimes I do it here, sometimes I do it elsewhere. Smoother skin too much because we are zoomed in just to the eye. It would look a little weird if we did too much. Oops. Watch the edges. Alright, the next thing we usually do is a dodge and burn layer. We can do the macro dodge and burn, or we can do the micro dodge and burn. There are two different ways of doing things. This particular one doesn't require any of that, so I'm not going to do it in this video. In a different video, when I see a need for doing that sort of thing. That's why. Make sure you're selected. Alright, when I have an image that I feel needs to be dodge and burned, well, we can probably do some here. Why not? Alright. So we'll go. How do I want to do it? We can make a print. Control Shift Alt E to take everything here and make a new layer with it. So we can turn that off. For micro dodge and burn, I like to do 2 layers. So you have the dodge layer. I have a pen in my hand, so dodge is lighter. I usually put that on the bottom, but who cares? Doesn't matter. Then we have the burn layer, darker. Alright, so we have these two. What we do, you know what? Hell with the layers. Turn this back on. We'll make a new curves layer, attach it to the FS, bring it up, that's as bright as I would want to go. This is the lighter one, so it is the dodge layer. Then we're going to select you, Control I to hide it, make the mask all black. Then we're going to go here again, create a new curves layer that is attached. Then we're going to go here, make it darker. That's about as dark as I'd want to go. Alright. Excuse me. Now, this is the burn layer. Now, sometimes I make a helper layer, which is above these guys, and it is a black and white layer that is not attached to anything. What we're doing with this guy, see all of that? You can see where we need to dodge and burn. Usually I just set it somewhere around in there so you can see all of the different spots. See all these spots here? These are spots that we need to dodge and burn. So if you have a dark spot, you want to make it lighter, you take this guy, take the paintbrush, move your flow down. I usually make it 3-ish. Then you just paint white. Oops. This guy needs to Control I. Black and white layer. Alright. You can see where you need to paint on your mask. Bring up. Now you can spend a hell load of time. See that dot? Right there. That's one of the places that you would want to go in. And you want to darken it a little bit. course, it would be much easier if you zoom in. Oops. Alright, so we're going to lighten up some stuff here. This is why it's micro. You are down at the pixel level working on spots at this level to even out the skin tones underneath. And you won't see much happening as you're working. Because your flow is set to 3%, and you don't need a lot of edits. Stop it. That has to be a weird setting that's on here. I'll fix that for the next video. But you need to get rid of all the dark areas, especially the darker ones like this, without losing the texture in the skin. So you're just lightening, keeping the texture, not making it even across the board. Right now I'm just doing the lightening, not doing anything with darkening. It takes a lot of time, and I'm not going to do this whole thing. You can see how long this would take if you were to do an entire face, let alone just an eye. And I jump around a lot because I like to get the cursor out of the way, and I just jump to a spot that I see, work on that for a little bit, now jump to another spot, work on that for a little bit, jump to another spot, work on that for a little bit. This is a larger spot. You can see that it's changing, but barely. This is definitely the boring part. Usually I put on some music, just have my headphones on, or listen to a book while I'm sitting here coloring in pores. Now this type of stuff I won't do from all clients. Usually the frequency separation is enough for most clients, but if you're going to be working on something for a magazine, ooh, that's a bad spot. Let's go back to the frequency separation. Take the high freq, take a thingy here, give me some more texture in here. That looks a little better. Alright, go back to the lighter, my brush, get rid of my selection, just fill in some spots here. You can see that I'm jumping around all over the place. Alright, I think I've shown you enough. Go over here and do some burning real quick. You can see some of these lighter spots need to be brought down. And this is just right under the eye. I mean, almost on the cheek. Not even doing anything real. We're not trying to get the grays to all match. We're we're just trying to get rid of the differences between the highlights and the shadows, just reducing the contrast between spots. Like that's a little too dark. I messed that up. Just that little piece there. Alright. Alright. And you can do the same for the lightning if you want to do the or the darkening. If you want to change this guy, you can go up. You can see some of these highlight spots, but we really don't want to change those. On this picture, because that's probably glitter. Then we got this spot here, this spot here. I really wish it'd stop that. Alright. Spot here. Alright, that's enough. Stop. It's hard to stop once you get started. It's not fun, but it's also addictive, kind of. See? Damn it. Alright. Stop. Alright, so we'll turn that off and you can see the differences here. I'm going to get rid of this because we're done with this, so I'm going to make a new layer here, make the group and we're going to zoom back out. Alright. You can barely see any change. You can see it here and here and here mostly, where I made a lot of changes right here. But alright, for the eyes, usually it's not that big of a deal. You create a hue saturation layer. You take this guy, invert him, make a huge change just for the fun of it. Go back to this, draw in white just over. Oh yeah, I'm at 3%. Go back to 100. Make that change. Just inside here. Alright. Now she has yellow eyes. Then you can change your colors if you want to whatever you want. I like the green. Make it saturated or not. Make it bright. Usually just want to leave that right at 0. You can also take off the color eyes, not do the color eyes. Bring the saturation down, bring this back to 0, and you're back to where you were. Bring all these back to 0. Then you can saturate a little bit more to bring out the natural colors. You can change the hue just a hair. This up like 5. I do like to colorize better. 5. Saturation 20. Green I like is more teal. 10. done the eye, got rid of the contact. Still could do that better. You. Alright. Anything else real quick? As you can see, the frequency separation is really the major portion of what you want to be working with. You just have to make sure you find spots that are the same texture without repeating textures too much. And this can be something you can work on real quick, or you can spend hours on it, depending on what your final outcome you want to be. There we go. Or if you're going to be sending it to a magazine, if you're just sending it to a friend, if it's going up on Pinterest or Facebook or something like that, rather than going in a magazine, you're probably not going to want to spend as much time on it. And the only reason I'm still doing this is because I'm talking to y'all, and I just keep finding little things that bug me. But you work on them as long as you would like. Alright, I'm going to save that. I'll save. And then we're going to go back into Lightroom. And now you're going to see the two side by side. Do XY compare. Library. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. We have the before and we have the after. Let's see here. You can see we've cleaned up the skin a lot. We definitely got rid of the hair, which left a little bit of brown up here. We could fix that if I had the rest of the face. This little piece here on the eyebrow I would probably want to fix. We did clean up the hair a little bit, but not too much to make it look fake. Fixed the little red here, fixed this here, cleaned up some of the glitter underneath, cleaned up the face over here. Just a little acne, nothing big. We got rid of this line, but didn't get rid of the shading. We got rid of the crease without getting rid of the shading. We did get rid of a few lines here. We cleaned up a couple things here with the discoloration using the dodge and burn. Same thing down here. All of that was dodge and burn. In here we did some stuff with Freq. We changed the eye color, got rid of the... I could have done a better job on the eye here. Meh. No biggie. I'll do that in a different thing when I do just an eye or something. And change the color of the eye, make it more green. Got rid of the blue and this is the hazel eye, so it has mixed colors in here. You can do more with that if you really wanted to. The next thing we can do is go back here. You can make it a little warmer. Not too much warmer. Bring down the exposure a little bit. Bring up the highlights. Bring up the shadows. Bring down the con a little bit. corrections, but I don't have the profile on here because it's a cropped image. Sharpening. You want to see how I sharpen? Let's do that. One more thing. When we're back here, we'll go back to Photoshop, edit. I want to edit the original. Sorry, that was off screen. Update. Okay, now we're back in here. One way that I like to sharpen is make a complete change here. Put him on top. And then, would you stop? And then we will do a high pass filter. Sorry, I got distracted by that. I don't need another job right now. High pass filter. Change your size to show just as much detail as you want to sharpen. I'm going for just a hair. There we go. You can see the skin detail, you can definitely see the hair, you can see the eye, all of this in here. You go to linear light, and you can see how much that sharpens the image. Makes a hell of a difference. Then you go to File, Save again, wait for that to happen, then we go back to Lightroom, and now we can see the XY again if you would like. Look how much sharper everything is. It's beautiful. Alright, that's pretty much my workflow in a nutshell. And if you have any questions, comments, or whatnot, just let me know. And we will do more, and I will try to answer them as best I can. Maybe do a video for you if you'd like to see how I edit a particular photo. Go ahead and feel free to send it to me, and I'll run through it. Maybe do it in a video of itself. And that's it for now. Here's looking at you. Bye.